Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to teach you all the learning and teaching of the second unit. So previously I have made the first unit. So now I'm teaching all the second unit. So in the question paper of the 2024 of the November month, you will observe for the second semester of the learning and teaching a question paper. So here from the third question AB and fourth question AB you got from the second unit only, and explain the trial and error theory from the it's a 2.1 question, and explain the principle write about the principles of classical condition, it's a 2.2. Explain the concept of operant condition, it's a 2.3. And discuss the advantages of the trial and error learning, so it is also 2.1. So in the second chapter you only have 4 questions. In that 4 questions you got 3 questions, right? So each and every unit you will get, if it is having 5 topics you will get 4. If you have 5 topics, you will have the 4 topics, you will get 3 topics, like so. One topic they will exclude, that means you should be prepared in each and every topic. You can exempt the one question, it's not a problem. So remaining 4 questions also you need to must prepare and each clearly, then only you can attempt, right? So let's go through the second unit. First is the second unit name is behaviorist perspective of the learning, right? And here you will have the classical conditioning and operant conditioning, everything, and trial and error theory also, right? So the second unit, yeah, behaviorist perspective of learning. So trial and error, Thorndike and laws of learning, law concept and principles in classroom implications. So here the theory was put forward by the American psychologist. His name is Thorndike, and according to him, learning is a matter of the bond connection, that is the formation and strengthening of the natural connection between the situations and responses. So these bond connections are formed through the trial and error. So this means that we learn by the making trials and making errors or the mistakes during the trials and making further trials. So eliminating the wrong responses, that the learning takes place gradually by the process of the trial and error. So Thorndike puzzle box experiment, this is. So Thorndike studied the character of the trial and error learning in a number of experiments on the cats. So the use of a specially designed puzzle box shown below was a favorite device with him, and in one of the experiments a hungry cat was placed in the box and the door was closed. A fish was placed outside the box. The cat was given 100 trails and 10 each morning and 10 each afternoon for the 5 days. The cat was fed at the end of the each experimental period. Afterwards, she was given the nothing more to eat until the next session. So, if after opening that the door in any trial by jumping or by chance, she rushed immediately to the food. She was allowed only a small cask. So, a complete record of the cat's behavior during each trial was registered. So, in this theory, the learning occurs through the trial and error. So, with the learner actively engaging with the environment to each achieve the goal. So laws of learning, the first thing is a law effect. So this law implies that our efforts are accompanied by a feeling of achievement or satisfaction. So we are further inspired to learn, so and therefore effective learning takes place. If our efforts are not accompanied by the feeling of the satisfaction, not much of a real learning will take place. So in other words, we may say that the response which give achievements of the goal and thus provide the satisfaction will be stamped in, so while those which are accompanied by the satisfaction will be stamped out. So law of experience, this law implies that the learning takes place by the exercising. So that means the by doing or actively participating in the performance, we learn what we do and we do not learn and what we do not know do. So this is the way the law is called as a law of use or law of disuse. So the law of use means when a modifiable connection is made between the situation and the response. So that connection is known as a law of use. When the modified connection is not made between the situation and the response, that is known as a law of disuse. So the fourth one is the law of readiness. Readiness. That means learning is more effective when the learner is ready and motivated. So this law emphasizes the importance of the readiness to learn. When a person feels ready to learn or ready to act, so he learns or acts effectively and with a greater satisfaction. So then when not ready, right? By understanding this Thorndike theory, the law of learning, educators can design the instructions that promotes active learning, reinforcement and motivation and leading to effect learning outcomes. So the next thing is the classical condition Pavlov concept and the principle of the classroom. So Pavlov is a Russian psychologist, physiologist, and for elicited the learning response, we associate learned stimulus with the natural stimulus. Classical condition of the experiment. This is the experiment is conducted by the Pavlov only. The dog was kept in hungry for the few days, and it is tied to the experimental table. The bell was ringing before the dog got food. After getting food, the dog is salivated. So it was a must. It was measured up to the some trails. The dog didn't get food, but the bell has been ringing. So the dog is still salivating without the food. So the dog was conditioned by the conditioned stimulus is the bell. So major concept here the food and bell after the conditioning, salivation and continued conditional stimulus and the unconditional stimulus also. So the principles of classical conditions are reinforcement. The first thing is a reinforcement. When the conditioned stimulus, the bell was presented with the natural stimulus, the former is said that reinforced, right? So the extinction, that means when the food is repeatedly did not follow the bell, the dog stopped salivation. So that means extinction of it. Spontaneous recovery, that means through the though there is extension of the conditioned response, it reappears spontaneously but at reduced intensity to the conditioned stimulus. Here the conditioned stimulus is the food, right? So stimulus generalization, there is also a chance to the respond in a similar manner to the several stimuli. That means we can be conditioned to respond to a number of stimulus, and this is called as stimulus generalization. So discrimination now. So when each individual reacts the differently based on the past experience to different situation, it is said to be a stimulus discrimination. So for example, responding to a green light but not an yellow light, so that is no further discrimination. So sixth one is higher order condition. So once the conditioner was formed, it acts as a stimulus for the elicited another condition response, right? So education implication in this means it helps to avoid many of our unwanted fears, like it helps to control the abnormal behavior. I like the different phobias and everything. So animal trainers use the classical conditioning principles and everything. So these principles are used in a psychotherapy, right? And the next topic is operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is which is defined by the B.F. Skinner. Learning occurs by the operant behavior. It is the response of an organism which results from the wide range of stimuli. So he had developed his own way of the method approaches. Wait a minute. 2.3, right? 2.3. Yes. So outside was a pallet with food. The various attempts made by the rat were observed. So the rat tried in various attempts to come out and enjoy the reward. It slowly realized that to press the lever to open the door, Skinner thus advocated, so that the thought through proper management and through alterations in reinforcement behavior could be changed or shaped. So educational implications of the operant condition, that is Skinner developed the system of learning called as a program learning using the Principles of operant condition. Behavioral response is dependent upon the consequences. So the desirable behavior of the learner is to be the immediately reinforced positively to strengthen that. So the behavior can be shaped through serial reinforcement and right type of stimuli, and individualized instructions is recommended, and then teaching machines are developed based on the principle of the operant conditioning, and the computer assistant instructions is also based on the principles of programmed instructions or the learning for shaping and the habit of the information of the principles of operant conditioning. And these are the operant condition differentiation: classical and operant. The classical is Pavlov and operant is B.F. Skinner. So it is a elicited response is made to know the stimulus. Response is emitted and there is no known stimulus to which response is made. So like that there are much differences here. So with these the question of the three also completed. So I have skipped the fourth topic, and thank you for watching this video.